Upon his return to Loeway Studios, Chan was cast in a number of films that attempted to copy this new comedic approach. But films such as Half a Loaf of Kung Fu and Spiritual Kung Fu did not replicate the success of either Snake and the Eagle's Shadow or Drunken Master. What Chan's return did do, however, was to give him the first chance to direct in the case of The Fearless Hyena.
Chan was obviously dissatisfied with being part of Loeway's studio, and when Willie Chan left, he advised Jackie to decide for himself whether or not he wanted to stay with Loeway. During the production of Fearless Hyena 2, Chan broke his contract with Loeway and joined Willie Chan at Golden Harvest. Now, Way was furious and tried to get Chan back by blackmailing him, threatening to set the triads on him. Now, I think we can class this as the nuclear option.
Not really a calm thinking sort of person.
No, he wasn't. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Jackie. You can't break your contract with me. Really? Please allow me to introduce you to my friends to the left. This is Big Mick, Knuckles, and Fancy Dan.
You don't need to keep those kneecaps, do you?
The dispute was eventually settled with all parties, and Chan stayed at Golden Harvest. Now, Loeway eventually finished Fearless Hyena 2 by using doubles and outtakes of Chan in what can be described as the only example of Chansploitation. It's not very good, by the way, and actually, Jackie tried to stop it being released. Now, Jackie excels at being the accidental hero. You know, a normal person who finds himself in an impossible situation and still, somehow, ends up saving the day. He's not a superhero, and when his characters end up in a fight, there's always the chance that he might lose. If you look at Bruce Lee, when confronted by multiple bad guys, there's ever only going to be one winner. Bruce. In Jackie's films, his characters take a hammering, but he always gives as good as he gets, usually fighting back using all manner of original everyday items like a stepladder or a fridge door. And when he's finished beating you up, he will also tell you where your life went wrong and also give you some pointers on how to improve it.
I can only imagine what a very, very, very young Jackie Chan would have been like. He would have been like Kevin McAllister in Home Alone, you know, fighting off intruders with like all kinds of household objects, and then later on he kind of sort of grew up and learned martial arts. And it's like, oh, actually, using that fridge door and that stepladder and those, you know, those cans of paint worked very well.
I think I'm going to use this. I'm going to use this again.
The point is, Jackie very rarely plays against type. He rarely plays a villain. In fact, originally he was offered the role of Simon Phoenix in Demolition Man by Sylvester Stallone himself, and he turned it down because he didn't want to play a villain. So this makes City Hunter a very interesting choice for him.
Spinning bad key!
Hadouken! Sonic boom!
Joey Wang, who plays Carey, was a popular actress throughout the 80s and 90s, probably best known for her role in A Chinese Ghost Story. Although she did retire from the industry after she got married, which seems to be a regular occurrence for actresses in Hong Kong to do, as many of her female co-stars in this film have done the same.
I mean, Kumiko Goto, who plays Shizuki Inamura, thanks for putting that in for me, please, mate. Thank you.
You did very well.
I've got to do it again now. Bloody hell. Kumiko Goto, who plays Shizuku Inamura, was a popular actress, model and pop star in Japan throughout the 80s and the early 90s, but left all of that behind upon getting married to Formula One racing driver Jean Alesi.
Shigmi Yao, who plays undercover police officer Saiko Nagami, was a leading actress in the late 1980s to early 90s and was best known internationally for her role in Naked Killer. Although, if we look at the poster, that's just probably in front of us, her fame was probably more down to this poster rather than the actual film itself.
Yeah.
They've got two things on their mind, and one of them's killing.
Shoryuken!
Richard Norton is Colonel MacDonald, the leader of the terrorists.
MacDonald?
Yes, Colonel MacDonald. He also had a farm as well. Of the terrorists that overtake the ship, Richard was already established as a martial artist and had previously worked with Jackie before on My Lucky Stars 2 and would star with him again on Mr. Nice Guy. Richard still appears in movies from time to time, the most recent being Mad Max Fury Road.
Gary Daniels plays Kim, McDonald's sort of lead henchman. Daniels is a British-born kickboxing champion that has since gone on to appear as Ken Shiro in the live-action Fist of the North Star movie, which was a bit unfortunate for him. And he also went on to play Brian Fury in the live-action Tekken movies. Although, to be honest, his portrayal as Ken in the Street Fighter II spoof fight scene still remains his career highlight. He is the spitting image of Ken, and quite frankly, I can't believe that he wasn't cast for the same part when the Street Fighter movie adaptation went into production. I mean, you could say, oh, you can't have Ken with an English accent. Well, by that same token, can you really have all-American Guile with a Belgian accent? No. Although he was overjoyed at the opportunity to work with Jackie Chan, him being like a hero of his, Gary was later disappointed when he watched the film and saw that his fight scene with Jackie had lots of comedy, almost like circus-type music inserted into it. He said he didn't realise at the time how much of a comedy this would be.
Although, to be fair, you would have thought the scene where he and Jackie get dressed up as characters from Street Fighter 2 may have been a bit of a giveaway.
Really? Gary was actually working on another film, Knights, at the time, where he was dressed up in this lovely powder blue knight/ninja outfit. Very stylish.
Ugh, ninjas.
When he got the call to appear in City Hunter, but he found out to his utter despair that it would clash with his schedule for Knights. However, luckily for him, the director of Knights was also a massive Jackie Chan fan, and actually changed the shooting schedule just so that Gary could still go ahead and do this film.
I mean, that's genius. That is genuinely lovely, to be honest with you.
You lose.
Great. Right. I'm going to do, very, very quickly, I'm going to do a shameless plug. I'm going to do a shameless plug. I'm going to do a shameless plug for another video, film review series that isn't ours.
Are they paying us for this?
No, they're not,
Oh, okay.
because it's actually, unfortunately, it has actually been discontinued. This will be on the YouTube channel, as always. We'll link it probably somewhere here-ish. If not, get into YouTube and put in search for Every Frame a Painting. Now, there's a video series called Every Frame a Painting. In that, there is a 9 or 10 minute video of Jackie, how to do action comedy. It goes through how Jackie basically constructs his movies, constructs his fight sequences, etc., etc. It is very, very good. There's other videos in the film series as well. I'm just trying to think. There's one on Orson Welles, how to do video essays. There's various other bits and pieces. I think there's one in there with Marvel movies.
Oh, okay.
But looking at the music.
Oh, right. Okay.
Looking at the use of the soundtrack and the music in it.
And I thought the Marvel would be more like how to construct like a much bigger story from lots of that interlock with each other.
It takes a look at the music and the use of the music within the films. They stopped making the two guys that actually made it. I think they stopped doing videos maybe around about 3 years ago, which is a great shame because they're really, really good. But watch ours. Go back and watch this. Go back and watch the Jackie Chan one, how to do action comedy. Really, really good. Really, really good. You get, I think there's a couple of bits. City Hunter does get a mention, albeit briefly. But there's a lot of other bits and pieces in there, and it also ends with the finest death ever committed to film. I leave it at that.
Tiger uppercut.
Although at the 2012 Cannes Film Festival, Chan announced that he was retiring from action movies, stating that he was getting too old for the genre. He later clarified on this a little bit. He said, "Oh, that doesn't mean I'm completely retiring from action films, but I'll be performing fewer stunts and taking care of my body more." Having said that, as of 2017, he was still making and starring in action films like Kung Fu Yoga, which was a Indian-Chinese co-production, and The Foreigner, which was set in London and had him going up against Pierce Brosnan.
Oh, and is that the one that basically shut down Tower Bridge or something like that.
Yes, that's the one. Yeah,
And
yeah.
got into trouble for it.
Yeah.
How dare you? You know, do you realise that all of these fake explosions made people feel as though there was a terrorist attack happening in London?
Nicely done there, Jack.
Nicely done, Jax. Well done.
So yeah, in conclusion, I did enjoy City Hunter back in the day.
Yeah.
Watching it now, I acknowledge that yes, it has aged very, very badly. As an adaptation of the anime, it fails.
Yeah.
As an entertaining Jackie Chan film, it succeeds, although it takes it with a very, very large pinch of salt. So it's on the disclaimer warning. If you don't like the sound of how the film goes from what we've described, just go on YouTube and search for the Street Fighter action sequence and the Game of Death one, and you've pretty much seen the highlights of the film there.
Yeah. Although to be honest with you,
Oh, and the
big fight with Edward Norton.
Sorry, Richard Norton. That's a cut of Fight Club that I've not seen before.
Yeah, I was about to say, Jesus.
All of a sudden, Brad Pitt stops beating him up, and Jackie Chan turns up instead and clobbers the shite out of him. Yeah.
Yes, it is very, Rich Norton against Jackie. The 2 or 3 fight scenes that were done together were always really, really good. Really, really good. The Mr. Nice Guy was really, really quite
It was. And Richard Norton also had a really good scrap with Sammo Hung in one of the My Lucky Stars
Yes, he did.
films as well.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
There we go. It's all about the fights.
Right, so with that, I think we've concluded the scripted talky part.
Yep, and also we've finished our first trilogy of film reviews.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
So it is now time for us to retire to the pub.
Naturally.
We will bring this to a conclusion, and
Indeed.
we'll talk about the next episode we have planned.
Oh yeah.
So we'll see you in the pub in a moment.
Bye guys.
And we've just neatly come up to an hour.
And there we go.
Fantastic.